Hello world, PDR coming at you here with a 2015 Honda CR-V, no, Toyota RAV4. I'm sorry, real close in cars, but Toyota RAV4. Real nice car, for a real nice family, and what happened was, in a windstorm, a trampoline, a big 12-foot, 14-foot trampoline, went flying over the fence and hit this. So you can see it has a scuff that goes up in a big kind of a backward 7. It goes up like this and it comes down here, and here was the main impact point. I'm just getting it a little bit warm. We've opened up the hood, taken out the little clips, removed the hood liner, and gotten some access. But first things first, let's just clean it up, because those scuffs, I'm pretty sure, will come out real nice with a little bit of Perfect It, my 3M polish, and no pressure at all. I'm just rubbing it with the weight of the rag. So let's see what we got now. We can analyze this dent. I'm being really careful with my coat as to not scratch anything on the side of the car too. I'll try to talk louder because we are not using the conventional microphone today. Okay, so here's what we've got, guys. Let me turn our hat around, take a look into this dent, and that 7 structure that started down here and goes all the way up to here is hardly visible down here. Almost say I don't even need to work it up here, but this definitely needs the work, and this is a deep one. That's a big deep one right there. So let's set that board a little bit more into it so you can see a little bit more what I'm looking at. White is tough to see, but that is a good thing, because then when I get it out to nice and flat, take the board off, it'll look great. And I did notice as I was taking this hood apart that there's a little tiny dent right here. We've got a couple of drain access holes right underneath it, and I could use my super skinny to get in there. But like I say, first things first, let's get working on this dent. I'm gonna got the heat gun on it. I'm gonna get it nice and warm, and we're gonna pop the hood open, get it propped open, and we'll probably do some speedy. But yeah, when I start making my main pushes, I'm gonna let you know where I'm at with the under brace work. Right now the car's locked, so I got to grab the key from the owner, and we will get set up. At this point in the video is when I'm going to say, hey guys, I really do appreciate everybody that clicks on this video. I really do. Wifey really does. If you guys don't mind hitting the subscribe button, we love to see the channel grow. And so yeah, let's get this thing all set up with the prop rod underneath the hood and the bungee cord down. I'll be underneath here with my tools looking probably this way at it, getting it nice and warm, and we'll come back to you in just a bit. Okay guys, here's what we've got so far. I did make a couple of glue pulls on the top with the hood closed, just to move some meat of the metal. I removed this inner liner and I've got it braced open. I've got an S-hook hanging right here. If you can see where this dent is as opposed to where this brace is, I'm holding my fingers together like this, and if you see, that brace runs right through that dent. So I can push on it and do some weird stuff, like it wants to do what's called oil canning. So what I'm going to have to do is get it nice and warm, tool out as much as I possibly can, and have some pressure on it to prevent the oil canning. This is a high level of difficulty dent, guys, and it's not something that I would ever suggest anybody do in their first, I don't know, 5 years of doing a dent, because this one's a pretty tough one. But we're gonna do what we can. Trying to adjust my get a grip arm here. It's working great. I just want to have it right at the right spot. And this area is getting warm, so these are some of the tools that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna grab my little guy over here, get up underneath behind the brace work, and just see where I'm at. Make a couple of minor pushes through that line. Oh, and let me turn my hat around for you. And like I say, guys, white is tough to work on. Now that I have this angle, I can see that 7 that it was, a reverse 7, is still there. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm gonna start right here and I'm gonna move that line all the way up. And if you see where I'm at, it's very difficult to see. But I'm just starting, I'm gonna sew up that little crease and tighten up that low area, hopefully to prevent some of the, what we call oil canning, which is when you have a very stretched dent in the center of a large panel like this is. It tends to want to do what we call oil canning, which is that metal is stretched and it can never be unstretched, so it has to go somewhere. And it either wants to bow up a little bit or bow down a little bit. And it'll do what? Oh, I might have just prevented some oil canning. I tried to make it pop again, but it didn't. And that's because I've taken out some of the tension throughout the ends of the dent down here. And it's very tough to see. I know that we're not going to be able to keep you guys in for this whole entire dent. But I do appreciate everybody clicking on this video and getting to this part so far. Oh, I was wondering what that was. It was my S-hooks shaking. And I am basically right underneath the brace right there, making some fine pushes. But I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is just keep on working on this thing for about an hour. I planned a couple hours for a dent like this, and keep it nice and warm. I think it's about up to 110 right now. Just keep it at that heat, and work it real slow. And might do some speedies and show you a little bit of what we're doing here. But other than that, we will come back and show you the end result in just a bit. In-betweener. Let me show you what I've got so far. What I had to do is, there's something called oil can that is above a level 10 difficulty dent, and that is this right here. It's not really doing it anymore, but I'll show you. This used to go pop all the way down and then pop all the way back up. A lot of tension in this metal. So here's what I had to do. Here's what anyone has to do to fix an oil can, and that's, I take one of my braces, I shove it in there, and I get it nice and tension. A lot of tension in there. And then I take maybe another brace, another wedge, and get it up in there. And then I take a rag or something to just stuff it up on in there and wrap it around so that those wedges don't pop out. And so I've got basically a ton of tension on this dent. And I get it really nice and warm, and you can see that when you're trying to take out an oil can, you basically have to have that metal taut. Taut and tight. And then as I come in here and take down any of these highs that I have definitely made some in getting this dent out, it's going to want to go back into that oil can area. But I keep the tension on the metal, and tapping with tension is the way that you basically break down those oil can brows. High level difficulty, guys. So I thought I'd bring you into some of this stuff. You can kind of see what it's doing right here. And it wants to go down and then pop back up. So I want to give it the amount of tension that I need, so I can really take some of those highs out and some of these lows out. See if it's like that. Very, very tough. So I wanted to bring you guys in to show you what we do to actually remove an oil can. You basically have to have tension on it while you're working, or else you're not going to get any result in the movement of the metal. So I've already showed the progress to the customer so far, and they're happy with the way it's starting to look. But basically, when I can get this last little bit out to just a weird little bumpy, almost flattened area where that oil can wants to sit right in the middle, and I remove my braces or my wedges and then put the brace back up. Might hit it with a little bit of hot glue in between the spots where I had to obviously remove the glue to get underneath that brace. And then we'll come back to you and show you the end result when the hood's all put together and everything's all dialed in. Show you that in just a bit. Okay guys, we're back. We ended up with a large area of oil can that we ended up, like I showed you, I had the brace, the wedges in the brace work, tightening it up so it's not gonna pop back down. I showed the customer, he's happy with it. I told him that with a stretched metal like this, you're either gonna have a slightly crusted area or almost that same exact dent bump back into it. So it's not gonna pop back into a dent. It's really solid. I had it all wedged open and stretched out, heated up, and really worked the crap out of this one. But the fact that we got it out without cracking any paint, without making any weird push marks, was the whole goal here. Kind of a band-aid situation, but I think it came out nice for what we were looking at. Big 7-shaped stretched dug-in dent from a trampoline. Ended up looking pretty nice. So now it's a drivable vehicle. It does have a little bump or a little bit of a wave to it, but like I said, we showed the customer, they're happy with it. If you guys don't mind, hit us up with a like, you know, throw a comment down below and let us know what you think. Obviously this one's not perfect, but I never claim to do a dent 100% perfect. We'd love to see what you guys think, and other than that, I'll just say the thing. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace.